Good evening, all. Myself, Dr. B.S. Gandare, welcome you all in this webinar, Essence of Business Model. This program is organized by EDC SAIL in association with Institute Innovation Council, SKN Sinhagad College of Engineering, Korti, Pandharpur. Every year, EDC Entrepreneurship Development Cell organizes various activities for motivating students to become entrepreneurs by organizing seminar, workshop, and best business plan activities. Now, this is one of the activity which give the importance of a business plan for these uh, entrepreneurs. Now, with this program is already happening through video streaming. Many of our students are joining these programs through YouTube channels. Now, I request Professor R.K. Shinde sir to introduce about today's guest, Dr. Param Shivam. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's expert, Honorable Dr. Paramshivan S. Vella from Nirma Institute of Technology, Ahmedabad. Sir has completed PhD from National Institute of Industrial Engineering, NITI, Mumbai in 2017. Sir has qualified NET examination in 2005. Sir has completed MA in Economics from University of Madras in 2005 with first class. Sir has total 17 years of teaching experience in various institutes. Sir has 8 publications in international journals. Sir has published a book on Inclusive Growth Indian Perspectives. Sir has 7 publications in international conferences. Sir participated in 20 national and international conferences. Sir has attended 17 faculty development programs. He has given 4 invited talks. Sir has been awarded with Bharat Vikas Award in 2019. Sir is a life member of ISTE and member of Board of Studies of Social Science and Humanities, Nirma University. So such a great person we have with us. We all are eager to listen to sir. Now I request Honorable Principal Dr. KJ Karande sir to welcome our today's expert, Dr. Paramshivan S. Vella sir. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, good evening and welcome you on behalf of Sinhagad Institutes, Pandharpur. Though we are located at Pandharpur, which is the holy place, you might be aware of this place, which is very famous because Lord Vithala and Rukmini temple is at Pandharpur. So before going ahead, I welcome and I request you to visit our place sometimes, though today's lecture is online and majority students are on the YouTube streaming link, and definitely they will post some questions in the chat box after your session. Sir, this is the engineering college started in the year 2010 and almost 12 years we are completing in this coming June. Within these 12 years, we have achieved the NAC A grade rating in the first cycle, which we had in the year of 2017, and almost the first cycle is completing and we are going for the second cycle. So in this year, as we have completed the 10 years of this engineering college, and so we are going ahead for this NBA accreditation and the NAC in the due course of time in this coming year. And definitely we are going ahead to have this institute as one of the best and autonomous institutes in this region. So today's session, it is organized by this Institute Innovation Council and EDP cell of our institute. The EDP cell, that is Entrepreneurship Development Cell of this institute, organizes many events and training programs to train the students on these different aspects, so that is on this entrepreneurship aspect. And we are proud that from the first few batches of this college, more than 100 students are now entrepreneurs, and very successfully they are running the businesses, and very few are the role model for the current students of this college. Without taking much of the time, because we all are eager to listen to you, once again I welcome you on behalf of Sinhagad family. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, you are mute.
Okay, am I audible now, sir?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for this great introduction to your college as well as the town. I will definitely visit if time permits. Definitely because I belong to South, so Maharashtra is always on the way. So
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so
Yes, sir.
definitely I will visit, and I have the pleasure to meet all of you once I come there. And I have expressed my sincere thanks to Bala sir, who has helped me to offer this great opportunity. Thank you very much, sir, Balasab sir, also. I think, shall we start the session?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
can.
Let me start with the. Is it available, sir? Is it visible? The PPT, is it visible, sir?
No, sir, till not.
Okay. Just a minute. I think I will open it and I will. Just a minute. Oh. Is it the PPT available, sir? It is visible?
Your screen is visible now, but PPTs are not visible still. Yes, now PPTs are visible.
Oh, it is visible right now.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so students, it's a great. I have with great pleasure delivering this lecture, and the lecture is all about essence of business model. So many of you might have heard about business models, and business. When we talk about an entrepreneurship, it is there in the blood of many of the people. But then the question is that, can everybody become entrepreneur? That is the question. There are certain traits. Those traits are, when we see subsequent slides, we'll be able to learn. If those traits are there, a person can definitely become entrepreneur. But then all persons cannot become entrepreneur. Okay, so these traits can be risk-taking ability, the ability to organize, the ability to manage, the ability to resource management, that is man, material, money, etc. So if these qualities are there, definitely a person can become an entrepreneur. And then what entrepreneurship all about? It's all about a process. It can be anything. For a tea maker, it can be tea making process. For a detergent manufacturer, if you, from where I teach this university is founded by one of the finest entrepreneurs this country has ever produced, Karsanbhai Patel. So for Dr. Karsanbhai Patel, who is the founder of our university, Nirma University, he himself is a great entrepreneur. He started with a detergent manufacturing powder challenged the multinational company called Hindustan Liver. Now it is Unilever. So all of you know, it's all started in the 70s and 80s. The detergent powder was costing around 18 rupees to 35 rupees per kg. That is a time no substitutes were available. Market was almost monopolized. That's a time Dr. Karsanbhai Patel thought that why not we give a low-cost product at the same time without compromising quality, catering to the needs of millions of Indians, particularly in rural India. Thus came the brand Nirma. Within a decade, almost in the 90s, it has become a household brand. Today, all of you know, not only in detergent, Nirma is moved into cement, as well as we are moved into now in education, and Nirma University is one of the finest private universities with all the accreditations by UGC and ICCT programs we are offering. So this is the success story of an entrepreneur who established a university. So if I don't, when I deliver a speech on entrepreneurship or business model, and if I don't take the business model of Nirma, it is a criminal offense, right? So this is a great lesson for all of you. This is the case of, remember, this is a conventional startup. Today we are talking about technological startup. You're all engineers. So you can come with a technological startup. I will just, in a couple of slides, I will explain you what are the essence of a business model. A lot of opportunities are there in front of you. How to tap them is what all about it. So when we talk about the process, it is entrepreneurship is all about the process. It may be detergent, it may be a mobile phone, it may be a substitute, a mobile phone service providing, or it can be related to anything related to a product that can be substitute, which is already there in the market, right? It's not necessarily that all the time it should be a new product. So that's what process entrepreneurship all about. Then the outcome, the brand, is what is called enterprise, right? So now let me talk about exactly the subject matter of our today's talk, the business model. So what a model is all about. Okay, simply before we move into business model, we should know what the model is all about. It's a plan, it can be diagram, it can be network, it can be anything, right? So it's something which is distinct. And that's what model all about. A business model is all about a diagram. It can be a plan. It can be a business plan there. How the business competes, uses its resources, structures its relationship, interfaces with the customers, and creates value. Imagine the core of a business model is the value chain. So if you can create a value chain which is different from the competitors, definitely you are in with a great business model. So it's all about in across the business model. We talk about the value chain, how better you can create a value. Okay, why should I pay 5,000 rupees for a mobile phone, or a 10,000 rupees for a mobile phone? Or if I'm paying 30,000 or 40,000 for a Apple mobile phone, why? Because Apple had something great in its product called design and innovation. So the design and innovation is the heart of Apple business model. So we will come across with so many examples here. The example which I explained right now is the difference between an IBM business model and a Dell business model. So once upon a time, IBM was a great business. But remember, they just forced the consumers to buy the product. They never thought about the need of the consumers. Okay, it's all about their technology. In their domain, they are the best. There's no doubt about it. Nobody doubts about it. But then, if you don't study the consumer, if you don't study the market, if you don't study the needs, even the best of the best will collapse. We saw how Bajaj forced to produce the scooters. They are forced to stop the production of scooters. Once upon a time, Amara Bajaj was a great brand. Today, Bajaj has stopped the scooter production. Why? Because better than the best has arrived in the market. Right? Honda has come with Activa with much more better features. which Bajaj could not offer. So Bajaj, which once upon a time ruled the scooter market, has lost its market because in its business model, it failed to cater to the needs of the customers. So is the case of ambassadors. So is the case of Maruti cars. Okay. Today, a number of substitutes are available in the market. Right. Today, consumers are not brand. This particular brand we need it. No more brand choosing. A number of substitutes are available in the market, whether it is car, whether it is laptop, whether it's mobile phones, whether it's laptops, which are currently right now we use. Giving the example. So Dell has small victory on this great business model. There is a fault line in the business model of IBM. That's what's smelled by Dell. And what they did it, it's customer which is there on the last in IBM business model. Dell smelled, let me reverse it. Let us reverse it. So what they did, they understood customer. They designed the laptops based on the need of the consumer and captured the market, which was once the market of IBM. So this we can almost see what we call it value chain. The value chain is a string of activities that moves a product from raw material stage through manufacturing, distribution, ultimately to end user, the whole supply chain. Okay, so it's not that in a particular you can bring value only in the quality of the product. No, you can bring value in the distribution. You can bring value in the packaging. You can bring value everywhere at every stage, right from the raw material procurement till the product is delivered to the consumers. And wherever you can bring that something great, it can be inbound, logistic, it can be in the marketing, it can be in the service, it can be in the operational, it can be anywhere, not necessarily everywhere, anywhere, right? Let us take the example of how Big Basket brought great value chain, particularly in the COVID-19 shutdown time. How the online people have online shoppers and online shopping has become order of the day suddenly, where traditionally we were almost not that happy with online, but suddenly Big Basket smelled. Okay, huge business in the shutdown time, and Amazon and Big Basket almost competed each other in India to capture the huge business potential even in the times of crisis. So even COVID-19 offered huge business opportunities by just changing the business. Somewhere here, they changed in the service, right? So in the format, in the retail format itself, it has created a great value chain. So where the business can fail, where the fatal flaw can arise? The flaw can arise if you misread the consumers, if you misread the market. There can be, your business can end up with huge failure. And if it is based on utterly unsound economics, that's why many of the entrepreneurs learn economics while doing business, okay, while doing selling. While doing selling, you see, what we say that a big mantra, particularly in B schools, they teach like this. When you through selling you learn. जैसे बेचते बेचते सीखते हैं, सीखते सीखते बेचते हैं. This is the mantra of marketing. Okay, nobody learns everything right from the beginning. As you sell, you earn, and you learn also. Not only earning, but also learning. So economics is also a subject more than theoretically. As people are exposed to the market uncertainties, they are exposed to the competition, they learn, particularly the unit economics. The unit economics is all about the marginal economics. That is, every unit produced is adhering to the benchmark quality. So that's what we say, marginal here, marginal there, marginal way of thinking is the economic way of thinking to every businessman. He has to, or she has to think about each unit produced. Okay, is it adhering to the benchmark quality? Do we accept or adhere to accepted economic principles? Is there any opportunity cost involved there? So if you see what are the components or essence of a business model, this is what all about. The core strategy. Remember, that's very, very important. What is the core strategy? of a particular business. Take the case of Tata business, or take the case of Reliance, or take the case of Ahmedabad-based Adani Enterprise. How Adani Enterprise become today the richest business conglomerate in the whole Asia. From nowhere. How does Adani started? It started with 5 lakhs, my dear students. 5 lakhs. Gautam Adani is given 5 lakhs by his elder brother in Mumbai to start a business in Ahmedabad. He came to Ahmedabad, then he moved to Mundra, digged the port. There is a port, entered into an agreement with an American company. They digged it. There is no depth in the port, so the American company left. But Adani didn't left. Gautam Adani thought there is a business. Huge potential is there. Let me dig it. So he took a lot of laborers from Ahmedabad to Mundra. Today, the rest is history. You can see how from one enterprise today, they almost conquered every other business and become the richest man, entrepreneur, in not only in India, in Asia. Okay, many of you might be knowing. So you could see the hard work behind it. It's not just the luck that favored Adani. It's the hard work, right? So had he not discovered Mundra, the port, had he not been successful there, he would have never been successful, right, elsewhere. So what he thought that there is a business, so he has a huge trust, huge belief, self-belief, and he did the rest, the hard work, the perseverance. Remember, my dear students, there is no substitute to hard work, right? You can't buy it from the bazaar, right? The passion, the preparedness, that helped the entrepreneur, Gautam Adani, to shine, right? So every business got its core strategy. It might be visible in the mission statement of the business. Remember, there is a difference between vision and mission. Vision answers the questions where you go. Mission answers the question how. Right? So, if Adani is number one business, it's not just happening in a day, as we see. Rome is not built in a single day. So the whole Adani enterprise, the Adani group is not built on a single day. Okay, right? So how? So what? The answer to the question how is given by mission statement. Where is given by vision. We want to become one among the top 10 business. That's vision. India want to become a powerful country. That's vision. But how? How will become powerful? If still bottom 20% doesn't have enough food to eat or enough what we call it, access to drinking water or access to food in times of crisis, as we saw many millions of the migrants walked to their villages from cities. So we don't have a clear-cut policy on the migrant workers, and suddenly we say that we want to become a developed country by next 10 years. No, we can't. That's not that easy. So we have a vision, but then that vision has to be rolled backed by mission. So mission talks about how. So you need clear-cut policies, how we can link, okay, how we link the rural-urban, okay, right, how we can link the gaps in the development, how we can make the growth inclusive, okay, how those who are left out in the development process can be brought in. So this is what the policymakers have to think. So they have to come with, that's how some of the policies of the current government, like Make in India, or Digital India, the one which is very much close to the topic right now I'm speaking, that is what we call it Startup India. Okay, so these are very important. Okay, these policies are what we call it your mission statement. So that's very important. So every business got its own mission statement. The product, the variance in the product mix, that many of you might have studied in marketing. Okay, the product mix, the combination, the width and the length of the products offered by the company, that gives the scope, that enables the core strategy. And the basis for differentiation, how far your product is different, how come, that's how you bring the business model. How can your product is different from the rest? That's very, very important. Then the strategic resources, the core competencies. Okay, take the case of Infosys, right? Why Infosys has become, the growth story of Infosys is essentially with the growth story of India. Right. A business which started with a capital of less than 10,000 rupees is today more than a 10,000 crore business. How in a matter of 20 years, Infosys has become a world-class company? Okay. So if you see, Infosys has become a world-class company because of the strategic resources, the competence it has from its own founders. Right. The strategic assets it has created over the years. Then comes the partnership network. Then the third essence of a successful business model is that you need to create a partnership network so that your business can be successful, whether the relationship with the stakeholders, whether it is with the suppliers or whether it is with partners or other key relationships with the bankers, with the government. So that you need an excellent partnership network to carry the business. And finally, how do you target the business? How do you target the customers? How do you target the market? Who are your target consumers? Already, I gave the excellent example of Dell. Because IBM never understood the target consumers. They went on producing computers, laptops of their specialization. They are masters in technology. Nobody doubt it. But then if you don't read them, consumers, if you don't know the target consumers, you may be misfit. So a company which was a great company in last century become misfit in this century. Or let us take the case of Nokia. Okay, another excellent example for your generation student. Okay, just 10 years back when you were in the schools, you might be knowing everywhere you could see Nokia board, right? Getting down from a bus stand or a railway station. Right now, can you see it? How Nokia lost the business because it failed to recognize the consumers, it failed to recognize the change, it failed to recognize the dynamism in the market. The market is changing. The taste and preference of consumers are changing at a lightning speed. Nokia failed to recognize that, so it's thrown out. Though it was number one. Just in your school days, it was number one. And the moment you become in the college, it's no more visible in the market. Right? This is the case with BPL television. This is the case with Bajaj scooters. So all these products already moved out of the market because they didn't recognize the consumer need. So you need to recognize the consumer. You need to target the consumers. Who's who we are going to serve, right? What's the support they need it, and the price structure. Okay, right. This is just a few years back before Reliance Jio came to the market. How does Jio capture the market, my dear students? You can understand Jio capture the market through predatory pricing. What is that predatory pricing? Because it's just a giant player, they can reduce the player, right? So they can reduce the price. They came with 500 rupees mobile phones. Then they came with 6 months, okay, 6 months services without charging anything. So all these capture the imagination of the nation. 1 billion people's imagination have been captured through this penetrating pricing, what we call it predatory pricing. But then it's not possible everywhere. It's possible only if you are already a strong player. So Reliance, already a strong player in other businesses, thought that let us go with predatory pricing. Okay, so they did it. And today, Jio has captured almost 2/3 of the entire market, not only in India, very gradually across the world, they are capturing this market of mobile phone. So these are, we already seen it, so I'm not going to compare it. Let us just take Tata's. Why Tata is considered as one of the best business model. What is there in Tata? Hey, it's considered as one of the finest business model in India. These are the 5 core values that's underpinning the business of Tata. Integrity, fair, honest, transparent, and ethical. Remember, no other business in India is as fair or as transparent or ethical as Tata is. Just I interacted with one of my friends in Jamshedpur during the COVID-19, when few of the Tata employees died in the second wave. Tata not only assured employment to their sons and daughters, but also asked them to continue in the staff quarters, continue to live. Who else in India can do this, my dear students. This is what is called ethics. This is what is called values on which Tata exists. So an employee who died at the age of 35 in COVID, in Jamshedpur or other places, Tata Chemicals, his son or daughter's education is taken care by Ratan Tata. Plus, they continue to pay the 50% of the salary to the widow, and plus they ask them to continue to live in the quarters of Tata staff quarters. What a wonderful thing. They never did any advertisement like others. But then I came to know this from one of my own relative who is very much there in Tata Group. So this is what makes Tata a different business model. Whether it is responsibility, excellence, pioneering. It's even when nobody talked about privatization, nobody talked about private sector, they moved into products, they moved into sectors like Tata Power. How many of you here knows that Tata Power is a 100-year-old company? Can you imagine? Even before our independence, when the whole nation was crawling in the dark, Tata sensed that, yes, we have a social responsibility to help the government in the power sector. So Tata Power is more than 100-year-old company. Take the case of TCS. It is born in 1968, my dear students, when even US was not talking about information technology. Even developed countries were not talking about. See the vision of this man. They founded TCS in 68, and today it continues to be number one in India and continues to be providing outsourcing to the almost more than 85 countries in the world. Imagine the value addition they have done all these years. So this is the core strategy of Tata business model. Integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity, which made Tata one of the finest business model in India. So strategic resources, we talked about strategic resources. When we talk about strategic resources, one business, if I don't explain you the example of Infosys, it will be a big criminal offense, I will say. Even Infosys growing, it is less than a 2 billion company, right? A company which started with 10,000 move on to become a 10,000 crore business. Even in 2002, some of you might be in the, many of you might be in the school. In the early 2000, this company was a less than billion company, right? So that is the time the founder, Narayana Murthy, come with a game-changing idea. That's also a business model, you see. What is the game-changing idea? He said that, why I should become a permanent CEO? Why can't CEO be rotated? So he brought that very idea of rotating CEOs, okay, when big companies did not do. But Infosys did that. So Narayana Murthy left Infosys at a time when the company was less than 2 billion, and he has handed over to Nandan Nilekani, another great visionary. Do you know, my dear students, Nandan Nilekani is not at all an IT engineer. He's an electrical engineer, my dear students. An electrical engineer who doesn't have a footprint in information technology went on to convert a 2 billion company into a 12 billion company and the first Indian company to be listed in NASDAQ US. Done by whom? An electrical engineering. He is an IIT Bombay electrical engineering student, Nandan Nilekani. See the belief of Narayana Murthy in handing over the CEO post to another founder and started the rotation policy of CEO. That itself is a business model. Remember, the business model doesn't to be, model means what? Something different. That something different doesn't to be in the product. It can be here also. So here they rotated, rest is history. So they rotated the CEO post, rest is history. Okay. So the business model in Jio is the pricing. Okay. What Jio did? Jio did a predatory pricing, a pricing which is lower than the competitors, which is affordable to almost every Indians. So it could capture. Again, what same business model, what? Our own Nirma did it. Okay. Catering to the needs of the bottom of the pyramid. So Nirma has become a successful, a small Ahmedabad-based Nirma countered a multinational company's strategies. Okay, Hindustan Liver fell like pack of cards in the rural Indian market. Their products no more sold in the rural Indian market. It is Nirma everywhere. So what they did? So the business model rests on the price. So it can be on the partnership network, the suppliers. How do you relate? How do you build the relationship with the suppliers, with the bankers, with the government? That also matters. So it can be, again, the joint venture, the network, the consortia, the strategic alliance, the trade association, etc. can be there. Cornerstones of partnership network. Now comes the customer interface, the fourth pillar of a business model. Ultimately, you have to deal with the customers, right? Right. So, for example, if you can see the difference between Dell as well as again HP sells through retail stores, Dell also sells through online. Again, Amazon, okay, started with bookstore, and today almost they provide everything to our doorstep. Right. Again, we give the examples. So, what a business model canvas all about? So, you should answer questions like these. Who are the key partners? Okay, one or two or three people might start a business together. So who are those three people? What are their competencies? What are the key activities? Okay, हम क्या करने वाले, क्या product लेके आने वाले हैं? We all engineers, you can see, not necessarily you can come with several thousand crore or several lakhs. No, you can come with a small, frugal innovation, my dear students. Innovation that can be scalable. Innovation that can be saleable. Innovation that can be sustainable. We don't want several crore R&D innovation. Remember, we don't talk about that. We want very, very simple innovation that can change, that can transform many thousand lives. Then you are in. You are in with a great business model. So it's not necessary that you come with a great brainstorming idea that need several lakhs or crores to start it. Not necessary. Okay. Right. Apply some simple technology, simple app that can devastate some conventional startup. See how Nike has come up. A woman has become a powerful entrepreneur in a matter of 10 years. Right. See the technological startup, other technological startups like Paytm, Zomato. Okay, they've changed almost everything, the way business is run today or 20 years back. Or the car aggregators, right? The Ola, okay, or the hotel aggregators, the Oyo. Look at them, the way they reimagined. Okay, right? So what they brought in each of their activities, they brought value proposition. My dear students, already I told you, value chain. Okay, tea, for example, take the case of a tea. Tea is available in my doorstep also, but tea is available somewhere in near Lal Darwaja, which is in Ahmedabad, which is some 15 kilometers away from this. My dear students, 15 kilometers away from where I'm sitting right now, my residence. But my friends from here go all the way to 15 kilometers to have a wonderful tea from Lucky Restaurant in Ahmedabad, in Lal Darwaja. Why? Why I travel 15 kilometers to have a tea? Just answer this question. You will know what is a business model. Because the Lucky Restaurant tea seller in Ahmedabad, in the heart of Ahmedabad city, Lal Darwaja, offer that value to the consumer. Right? That ambience. Right? So, a person spends another 100 rupees to have a 10 rupees tea. 10 रुपया का चाय पीने के लिए 100 रुपया खर्च कर रहे हैं भाई. ये कौन है? Who are there? We are there. We people have that type of mindset. We are ready to pay a bit more. We are ready to spend premium, provided you create a value. You offer your value proposal. This in every business, if you can do it, that will work. So people go all the way 10 kilometers, okay, taking their vehicles all the way 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, they ride and go to that particular tea shop. Then I understood why. What's happening here? I also went there. ऐसा क्या है इस चाय में, क्या भाई लक्की रेस्टोरेंट के चाय में क्या है भाई, तब पता चल रहा है कि क्या वैल्यू चेन they create, the ambience they create, That atmosphere they create. Excellent. Okay. Several thousand crore business are made over a cup of tea or coffee, my dear. Several business transactions are done. But this is what is called a value chain. Right? This you can offer in every business and make it a successful one. So customer relations is very important. Channel, yeah. Channel is also something different. I gave another excellent example of Patanjali. Why Patanjali succeeded last 5 years? It was nowhere near in top 1,000. हजार में भी नहीं था. Today it is top 10 FMCG companies in India. How? पतंजलि ऐसा क्या किया? ऐसा क्या किया कि पतंजलि top 10 में आ गए? तब पता चल रहा है Patanjali has created something different. Then the earlier also there were so many companies. Dabur was existing, close rival. Dabur was existing for last 40 years. What Dabur could not do, Patanjali did. What is that? That is own channel, own retail store. Just I go out of my house, I could see in a single road, I could see 5 Patanjali stores. Have you ever seen 5 Dabur store in a single road? No. So where Dabur failed, where Patanjali succeeded? Dabur failed. Dabur did not do its own retail stores, so they did not have their own. अगर Dabur का आपका red paste चाहिए तो आप ग्रोसरी में जाते हैं, ग्रोसरी दुकान में जाते हैं, दूसरा दुकान में जाके पूछते हैं Dabur का red. Right? यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है. यहाँ पतंजलि के दुकान में जाके so that genuineness comes, that trust comes, so they build the trust, so they created a great brand. So that distinctiveness has come here in Patanjali in creating its own channel, its own stores. I think got the point, right? So again, the cost structure and the revenue structures are there. So this is the story already I have reminded you of how Big Basket became a game changer, a Bangalore-based company, how today it has become almost even Ratan Tata has now started off investing in Big Basket. Okay, so couple of business model, if I don't explicitly mention here, that means that will be again a criminal offense if I don't explain the name of C.K. Praglad, one of the management group. C.K. Praglad, the management grew from IIM Ahmedabad, went on to serve several universities across the world. He has given a model called VOP Business model. What is that? Fortunes at bottom of pyramid. My dear students, if you look at the pyramid, which I'm just showing in this slide, look at this pyramid. 1 and 2, and the fourth tier, the bottom of the pyramid. Look at that. And look at the figure written there. Population in millions. 4,000 millions. My dear students, it is almost 400 crores. 400 crores people in the world live at bottom of the pyramid. Out of which another stunning statistic comes here. Another stunning statistics. My dear students, engineering students, this is the statistics which can give you a great sense of business opportunity. See, look at the statistics. 1/6 of the world population lives below $1 per day. Any 60 rupees, below 66 rupees. Okay, 1 billion, 1/6, almost 2 billion people. Okay, so right now we have 7 billion plus. So almost 1 to 2 billion people live below $1 per day. You see the huge business there. So come with frugal innovation, my dear students. Come with products that can cater to the needs of this bottom of the pyramid. If you can do that, you will definitely taste success. There's no doubt about it. So there is a huge market still not tapped. Untapped market exists here at the bottom of the pyramid, long back given by the great C.K. Praglad. So if I don't mention C.K. Praglad, it is a very, very big crime, as I said already. Right? He has given the best. He has also done a case study on Arvind Eye Hospital. Many of you may not be knowing. Arvind Eye Hospital is an eye hospital in Tamil Nadu, which is operating cataract operations at less than 3,000 rupees to the, can you understand? At at Apollo and all other big hospitals, it is more than 30,000. So a 30,000 operation is done at Arvind Hospital, less than 3,000 rupees. How? This is what is called scale. So the doctor, V is popularly called Dr. V, he sensed that he is a retired employee, remember, he's a retired employee from the health department. So what he did is that, मैं रिटायर होके क्या करूंगा, नॉर्मली रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट लेके घर पे बैठ जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. Okay, what he did, he sensed a great business. He said that no, there are a number of people in this country who cannot afford 30,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees for a cataract operation. We will do it at less than 3,000 or 4,000 rupees, and he did it. Today, imagine the scalability. Arvind Eye Hospital is a household name, the entire South India. Even people from Uttar Pradesh, people from Bihar goes all the way to Tamil Nadu for a cataract operation. Okay, imagine then the number of operations they will be conducting in a single day. Several hundred operations they do. So it automatically brings scalability. Right. So at the bottom of the pyramid, that's a business model, VOP business model. Huge market potential exists. Let us this another one popularly called, how do you understand competition? So in business world, if you don't take the name of Porter's 5 force, this is how you analyze. Sir, इसमें तो already है. Sir, mobile phone में तो already 1000 company है. मैं क्या करूँगा? Sir, इसमें तो 50 company है. Television में, laptop में तो अरे है. But still analyze this. If you analyze these 5 forces, okay, popularly called the Porter's 5 force model, definitely many of you can analyze it with Reliance Jio as of now. Threat of new entries. It's a competitive business. Rivalry among the existing competitors. Bargaining power of buyers and bargaining power of suppliers. And the threat of the substitutes. As we are opened up from 1991, substitutes have flooded the market. Right. Another big model is given by John Mullins' 7 domains model. Again, macro level, micro level, you had to analyze the competitiveness, the market level in the macro, the market attractiveness, the industry attractiveness. At the micro level, target segment benefits and the sustainable advantages. So, how do you sustain your business? Dear students, now it is very much there. You can see the 3 S. So the product you make or the solutions you bring, okay, right? The product is what? It can be a service or a physical product, which is a solution to the problem. So problem recognition is the first stage of realizing that there is an idea. So there is a great process of entrepreneurship starting with ideation. So in the ideation itself, at that stage, very first stage itself, you have to recognize, you have to read the market very well, you have to read the consumer very well. Is there a dire need for the product? Is there a market for the product? Will my product sellable? Then only move on to the next one, scalability. Scalability comes only if it is saleable, remember. If it is not saleable, you can never achieve scalability. Scalability is all about what? Large volume of production, large scale productions. That's what scalability all about. Then comes in today's environmental sustainability. If you omit sustainable, again, it's a big issue. So you cannot omit the word sustainability, right? Sustainable means, can it survive? Okay, can it survive the threat of competition? Can it survive the threat of uncertainties what we faced in COVID and all? So this is a $1 billion question, my dear friends. Can India become a startup nation? Okay, that's just in 2021. We have 42 Indian companies which have become unicorn companies. Unicorn companies means almost 100 crore plus. So 100 crore plus startup up dekhenge last year 2021 42. We are now slowly moving to 100. 82 companies aisa hai with a startup aisa hai with more than 100 crores. So I raised a question. Can India become a startup nation? The answer is in your hands, my dear students. Right? If you can think, definitely India can become a startup nation. You have all the energy. You are the one engineers on your shoulders. The nation is there. Remember. So don't think that government will do everything. It's not the government. They just given you some sort of financial requirements, mudra loans and all, right? Or some sort of startup ecosystem. Nothing else. Okay. Government cannot be there at every stage. It is you, and you, particularly engineers, you can come with technological solutions to a lot of the problems faced by the villagers in your own town. Pandarpur doesn't require a metro. हम पंदरपुर में मेट्रो नहीं चाहिए. Like it need sustainable energy solutions. Okay, it need wonderful water solutions. It need wonderful other transport systems, but not necessarily a metro train. What is there in Mumbai or Ahmedabad? Not necessary. But other still opportunities are there in Pandarpur. Don't think that it's a small place or a chota jagah yahan kya milega. Why not? Right? Imagine what the greatest solution to Mumbai electric trains. Okay, the Mumbai indicator, which is a software solution. Okay, as of you get down at the other station, you know which train comes to where. What do you just open an app, MI Mumbai indicator? You know you have to get down at platform number 4 in the other. You have to catch a church gate. Okay, train. Every 2 seconds there is a slow train, fast train, etc. All these I don't need to depend on anybody. Just in my mobile phone, everything. So this is done by a college dropout engineering student, my dear students. If he can do such a miraculous job, why not you? That's what you have to think. Okay, if a college dropout, engineering college dropout student can bring a great solution to India's financial capital, Mumbai's transport system, why not you? Another solution recently I was very much amazed by is that in this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, is again Prime Minister's vision of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Again, a college dropout student come with a solution. In big cities or in towns and all, students don't have any incentive to throw it in the dustbin. तो ये लड़का ने क्या किया? ये लड़का ने ऐसा काम लेके आया कि भाई Wi-Fi dustbin. As soon as you throw a waste in a dustbin, your gadget gets Wi-Fi connection. Imagine, this is not a crore of rupees or a lakhs of rupees product. It is just a few thousand rupees. Okay, a few thousand rupees dustbin. Okay, he has created. As soon as in a public place, as you know, in a crowded place, you don't get Wi-Fi, right? So this boy created a dustbin. Now we called it Wi-Fi dustbin. As soon as you throw a waste inside, whichever place you are, even in the remotest place you are, your gadget gets Wi-Fi. It is great. Another one is Wembu, Sridhar Wembu. Okay, put in Google and see the innovation he has done. Okay, recently government of India has recognized him with a Padma Shri award. Sridhar Wembu is a great founder of Soga Business in USA, left the US multinational company's offer and started his own in the remotest town in Tamil Nadu, Tengasi, in a remotest town, and created world-class systematic development, business solutions, okay, sustainable solutions, and solutions to supply chain, etc. He has created such a great system in Tamil Nadu. You will wonder, not in cities, remember, my dear students, in villages. Okay, right. So this talk will go on. Some of these startups which has become unicorn, more than 100 crore is this Digit Insurance, Innovator, Infra.market, Miso, Cred, Crow, against stock market solutions like Zeroda, Permaisi, ShareChat, SETA, Upgrade. So all these are all 21, remember. You can see January, February, April, May, June. These are the month-wise details of 21 last year, which has become 100 crore companies, which are available in the Google also. You can easily get it. So I conclude with one sentence, my dear students. We are not only an emerging economy, but also India offer huge market potential to the rest of the world. So come, my dear students, come with tons of energy and vision to tap the untapped potential in you to reap the benefits of the opportunities offered to you by New India. Today, the world need India more than India need the world. 21st century clearly belongs to India. If you and me empowered, the nation is empowered. And when India is empowered, no power in the world can stop her. She will be simply unstoppable. Okay, I think I'm concluding here.
Hello. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's great.
If anyone is having question, please write in chat box. Hello.
Yes, yes. Please write it in the chat box if you have any questions. Please write it in the chat box. So wherever possible, I can answer. Okay.
I think no one is writing. Okay.
You can directly ask. Okay.
Yes, sir. Dr. Param has given a very nice lecture. Dr. Param has started with a great businessman, founder of Nirma, as example. After that, Dr. Param Shivam has explained what is business model and the traditional Dell's approach and how the market is changing and the need of customers are changing. And after that, sir has given a value chain importance in the business model. And after that, sir has also explained the what are the successful business model of Tata's based on core strategy, their integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity, and also how they build with supplier relationship with customers and partnership. And also, sir has also given a nice example about canvas models, the key partners, key activities, and technological startups are important. And he has given a importance about the customer's relationship, and he has also given a very good example of Patanjali, how the Patanjali has succeeded and how they have built up their own channels, own retail stores, and how they become in top 10. And also, sir has also given a very good example of the business models about C.K. Prahlad, who has emphasized there are lots of opportunities at the bottom of pyramid. There are lots of opportunities, and there is need to grab the opportunities by the future entrepreneurs. And sir has also explained what is sustainable business model and what is 3S, that is it should be sellable, it should be scalable, and as well as it should be sustainable. And sir has also motivated with their various example stories and ignited our students to become entrepreneurs and understand the business models, the more understanding for the students about the business models. Now, I am really thankful Dr. Param Shivam, who has, with his busy schedule, he has accepted our invitation and given a very nice talk. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, it's my pleasure, sir.
And I would like to also thank to our honorable principal, Dr. K.J. Karande, sir, who always motivate and support us to organize this webinar or seminar. I would like to thank Dr. H. Kulkarni, sir, Vice Principal and President, Institute Innovation Council, Sinhagad College of Engineering, Pandharpur for their valuable guidance. I would like to thank all HODs who help us for the students and motivates to organize this type of events. I would like to thank all faculty, EDC faculty coordinators and students, and also a technical support to organize this event. Thank you very much. With
Thanks.
permission of chair, I declare that this event is over. Thank you very much once
Okay.
again,
Bye bye.
Professor.
Take care, sir. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.